Aloha, we are live here on Aloha Friday, the final episode of the year. We have a awesome guest. Spoiler alert, I don't know who this is, but
hope I'm going the right way.
Out.
That's where she is on mine.
I got to show you something. Before we even do this, look at how cool. I got some backgrounds we can use in honor of the holiday spirit here. Let's see. What would be the best one we want to go with, guys? I'm thinking maybe that one. Let's add some snow to it too. How about that?
Oh.
Are we set? Are we ready? Are we ready to do this? We are live, right? Okay, yeah, we are live. Okay, here we go. So let's always, as we start every show, let's start in gratitude. Again, just reminding everybody, gratitude is the attitude we all need to share, because in the act of gratitude, as you appreciate things, you attract more good things to you. So in that, we're going to attract all of you guys. We're going to attract an amazing show, an amazing guest. In honor of that, my gratitude. You know what? I'm excited. We haven't had our 30-day training in a while, our Be a Beast 30-day training, and we're starting up middle of January 10th, and it goes for 30 days, and it is an absolute amazing experience. If you haven't experienced it, definitely check in, comment Beast if you want to know more info, DM me, whatever it is. I'm super grateful for that. We're going to Italy after Christmas, but I get back on the 10th. So I get back right when it starts. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm excited to
You better be awake. You better be alive. You better bring it, Shane, no matter what. I don't want to hear anything about a long plane flight. You know, people expect
we'll see.
You to bring it. You got to bring it.
No promises. No promises. So what are you grateful for today? My co-host, Dave Austin.
Well, first of all, it's Christmas right here, right around the corner. And I don't think it's come up yet, but I saw Dave Norris is on, said Merry Christmas. So I want to just, before I even get into my gratitude, I want to say Melikaliki Maka, because this is Aloha Friday. And Melikaliki Maka, means Merry Christmas in Hawaiian. I know you even know it in Samoan. But
Manuia le Carissimasi. So all my Samoans out there, Polynesians, you know what's up.
This is the last episode. Is this our cliffhanger? We don't start again in January. So I also want to say Haole Makiki Ho, which is Happy New Year as well, man. This is Aloha Fridays, and we're bringing you the best of Hawaii, even though I'm in the snow country of Utah now. You're in Albuquerque. But I'm really grateful. You mentioned about the Be a Beast training coming up. I always get pumped up for that. Those 30 days, we do teach it, but I'm so much more productive. And, like Tony Bodo, who has been in 20 of them in the 21 that we've done. I go, Tony, why do you keep coming to it? And he goes, because I'm always the most productive during that time. And that's what I love about it. So I'm grateful that we can start off the year strong in that with our 30-day Beast training. And I love the fact you said just put Beast if you want more information. So boom, I just wanted to share that with you.
So basically your gratitude is the exact same as mine.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. Yeah, I just copied.
What a copycat.
If I can be as good as you, man, that's all I'm trying to be.
But yeah, no, go ahead. Comment Beast if you want to know more information about that. But today, we're going to give you some amazing stuff. We're going to teach you today. We're going to learn from this girl's story right here. But before we do, Courtney, what are you grateful for today?
Well, being that it is the holidays, like Dave mentioned, I, for one, am grateful for my family, which includes these two guys right here. And I'm just grateful that you guys gave me the opportunity to share my story. So
I love it. Well, we're grateful for you. And I'm telling you right now, the audience, I'm hoping, is grateful for Courtney, because this is a great story. Because we're going to talk a little bit about some of the injuries that she's overcome throughout her career, her soccer journey. But if you think about it, that can be seen as a setback. And a lot of people have setbacks in their life. So if you want to learn how to overcome a setback and you want to, buckle up and see what it really takes, let's roll up the sleeves. Stay tuned, because this is going to be an amazing show. But before we get on to that, I got to do I do it each week, our hashtag quick. And today's by Denzel Washington, one of my favorite actors out there all time. At the end of the day, it's not about what you have or even what you've accomplished. It's about who you've lifted up, who you've made better. It's about what you've given back. Well, it's the season of giving, and we're all about giving back. So look for opportunities to give back in your own way, and maybe Denzel will give back to us.
Well, so, I got to say, in all that, this is what this show is all about, is giving great, knowledge for all of us to grow in. And we got a great guest, that has a great story that will lift us all. So this is part of our Christmas gift to the world. So I love it. I love that.
So Coach Dave, we always come to you for the tip of the day. Can you give us some wisdom today for the tip?
Amen. Last week, I left you, if those go back, remember, you can see anything we've done. If you go on YouTube, go Extreme Focus TV. They're all these get recorded. Go back if you missed it. But anyway, we showed a test where we had the gal had her arm out, and we're showing the power of yes, the power of positive, anything with a positive attitude, you're going to be stronger. When we said no, we saw it weaker. And I said, I have a great story for you. And so my great story is going to be quick and be my tip in the power of yes. So super quick. So anyway, I was working with a Major League Baseball player who played for the Baltimore Orioles. And I had flown into Baltimore, and his whole team, so to speak, when I say his team, his lawyer, his agent, his family, they all wanted to know something that we would do before the game. And I showed them the power of positive thinking, of having that positive attitude, the power of yes. And they go, oh my God, this is so incredible. So when Luke came up to bat that night, we're all in a row. There's probably 12 of us in a row. And all of a sudden his lawyer went up and went, yes, yes, yes. And then the whole row gets up and going, yes, yes. And I go, oh my gosh, what have I started? Anyway, Luke not only hit it out of the park, but he hit it out of the stadium. Beyond, there's something called Utah Street. Beyond the stadium, he hit it onto Utah Street. And his lawyer just goes, oh my God, this is unbelievable. So my tip is the power of yes. When you you always have a choice. How am I going to approach this? And in the power of positive attitude, anything is possible. You bring your ability to accomplish anything down when you get into that negative flow. There's your tip of the day.
I love it. And I'm loving all the people chiming in. Now, my back end on this is looking a little different today, but I can still see most of your guys' comments. If I miss you guys, I apologize, but we will get to all these comments. Like you said, Dave Norris, Merry Christmas. Dorothy, hi, guys, with a question mark. Hi. Aloha.
Hey.
We got Jeff. What's up, Jeff? I actually just talked to his kids last night, which are
cool.
They're going to be all-stars because they are shifting their mindset now, and they're going to move forward in this offseason and work on some strengths, which was really fun. So thank you, Jeff, for that opportunity. And then, of course, that's my sister. That's my wife. She's chiming in. Meredith. Oh, my gosh. Meredith. I don't think I've ever seen. We missed you. We missed you over Thanksgiving, but we still have your note right up here on our chalkboard. So yeah, happy freaking Thanksgiving to you. A little belated, but yeah, we got Margareta all the way from Sweden.
Hey, all right, now hold on.
Christmas.
Don't pass her up yet. Margareta, she's from Sweden. Now we said Melikaliki Maka. You even gave it the Samoan Merry Christmas. We need a Sweden Merry Christmas. Margareta, would you please type in Merry Christmas in Swedish?
Yeah, we would love to. And I don't know if I don't know how to pronounce it, but once it comes in, I'll give it my best attempt. But sometimes the comments come in a little late for me, so we'll move on. But I hope to see that Swedish Merry Christmas. I love learning in new languages. One thing before we officially kick off, I know what are we already?
I thought we're kicked off, man. We're in the game. Get in the game.
So one thing we ask again, this is all free content. We love just being able to share and give back to others and hopefully uplift, your lives, your day. Have a very Merry Christmas. It's all about giving and sharing. And we ask you if you could just share this video to help us grow and help us reach more people. That's the only investment we ask for is you click that share button. So whether you know Courtney or not, share this. If you're a ASU fan, spoiler alert, she is from ASU. She was a Sun Devil. Yeah, fear the
All-American. Yeah, we haven't even talked about it.
All-American. Share this if you're a fan of ASU, and if you totally hate and despise the Sun Devils, then stop watching right now. No, I'm kidding. Share it anyways.
Share it anyway.
Love thy neighbor, love thy enemy, right? So even if you went to, if you're a Wildcat, hopefully you tune in and enjoy it.
Sorry, I had to.
Hey, love your enemy. Love your enemy. You're past that. You don't have to play them anymore. So one thing that we've been doing, this is part, oh geez, now my titles don't even work. Oh, there we go. So one thing we've been doing the past 3 weeks, this is part 3 of the evolution of high performance. And we're going to take a whole different perspective on that topic today. But for those who missed the past 2 shows, we had an amazing time. We had, U.S. national team member and her evolution and how you really climb to the top. We got Fear the Fork in here. Here we go. We have last week we were live at CEO Space with a bunch of people, and we did some activities that were awesome just to show the power of the mind and what we're truly capable of. So the whole idea behind the evolution, for those that are just tuning in maybe for the first time, is we'll take athletics, for instance, since she's an athlete, I'm an athlete, Dave's washed up athlete.
I love it.
Just kidding. I still haven't beat you at tennis.
I don't know if you ever will.
If we ever play, I think you're afraid of me. But so
how many games did you get the last time we played? If you're going to throw that kind of stuff out.
Okay, we're getting a little sidetracked. So the evolution is how long you can talk smack to Dave before he closes his computer. The evolution is all about, for athletes, we all know that weight training is important to get that edge. Everybody knows that. So you got to do that just to keep up with all those people. Then it's like, then it was discovered nutrition was important. That's something that plays a huge factor in our success. And everybody does that now. So then it was like recovery. And then research went into recovery. It's like how amazing the results you can get just from recovery. And we're going to talk about recovery today a lot. But it's like you need to do all those things just to be at ground zero with all the top performers out there, regardless if we're talking sports, even business, just to get to the ground zero. What's the latest? What's the next thing? What's the next evolution? How can I up-level my game, whatever field or area that may be? And we are true believers. It's the mindset. It's up here. And it's not just using the mindset and then you can forget about all the other things. It's a combination of everything. When you put it all together, that is a winning package. You put it together and you can be absolutely dominant. So we're going to talk about a whole different angle with the evolution because this girl had to go through it like 4 different times through all the injuries she had to overcome, going back through the nutrition, going back through the recovery process, regaining her strength, learning how to walk again. We're going to talk about that soon. But a little background on her. I get to now talk and brag a little bit about the accomplishments of this one. Coming out of high school here at St. Pius High School, for all those that know Albuquerque area, is funny. All the teams that I've worked with out here, their only goal is to beat St. Pius. They could care less about winning state. They could care less. It's like, we just want to beat Pius. So Pius is they're up there with sports. They are a very talented program in all sports. She was an All-American soccer player. And she won, 6 state championships? 6. How does that even?
6. Wait a second. How is that possible? I thought they were going to.
So she won 2 with basketball and 4 with soccer.
Yes.
Jeez, I don't even know where she fits them on. She can't even fit them all in one hand. Her and Michael Jordan will be competing for their ring collection.
A big close one.
So then, let me put your name up here so people know who you are. She was Gatorade Player of the Year, and I don't know if anybody understands. Gatorade's a pretty kind of a big brand, right? So that's kind of a big deal. Player of the Year goes to Arizona State University. She was a Sun Devil. And I think her proudest moment, though, is now currently playing for the L7 Weenies. We got the L7 Weenies in the house. That's our recreational soccer league that we play for. And one thing that, and now I want to transition into one thing that makes Courtney so spectacular and amazing. It's not just her athletic accomplishments and achievements on the field. It's the overcoming the challenges and the setbacks in her life. And we talk about, a setback's only a setback if you would allow it to be a setback. So she had some pretty intense setbacks, and I'll just list a few of the injuries that she endured throughout her career. Starting at 5 years old, she got in a bad ATV accident, was in a full body cast for 6 months, and then 2 to 3 months of rehab. And then she had to relearn literally how to walk again. And then in her freshman year in college, she had her right ACL go. She tore her ACL. That was like a 10-month process coming back. Yeah. And that was only in the second game of the year. Then her next year, sophomore year, in the spring, she tears her other ACL, the left side this time, and another 6 to 7 months. And then if that wasn't bad enough, I have to take a little blame for her latest surgery. Peer pressure is a very terrible thing. We were snowboarding in Big Bear, and I kept kind of pushing the envelope because she's a really good snowboarder. She's just an athlete. And so I was taking, some jumps and telling her to do some jumps. And I don't know if you wiped out on a jump or what. She wiped out pretty bad. And she's like, oh, my shoulder hurts. Like, it's feeling kind of funny. And I'm like, you're fine. Come on, keep going. This jump, though, you won't even feel the pain because you'll be having so much fun. But she sucks it up. She doesn't really think about it. And then later we finally get it checked out. She tore her labrum, detached her bicep.
Oh my God.
And had to get it surgically repaired. So can I officially say I apologize for peer pressuring you?
It's taken this long. Thank you.
So I'm doing way too much talking. I want to hear from you now, Courtney. Going back through some of those injuries you've had to go through, pretty much that evolutionary cycle and journey, through strength training, through your nutrition, the recovery, but then also the mental, because that's the thing I've seen with injuries with athletes. The hardest thing for them to come back, even when they're physically cleared, it's mentally coming back. So
can I say one thing?
How did you mentally come back from your labrum, and how are you still talking to me?
That's a good question, because not everyone that watches this show is an athlete. So I really want anybody in business, in anything, that you're going through some type of struggle. Maybe it's not a knee, maybe it's not a shoulder, but we have some kind of struggle showing up. You came through the struggle. So even though she's talking about sports, really pay attention, because it's going to lift you into the next version of you, that if you're struggling in your business, this is going to be, it's about the attitude that you come through. So I just want to throw that out there.
So you put a lot of pressure on you. Now you really got to kill it with your stories now. So let's take you back. You're 5 years old in Lake City, Colorado. Yes. ATV goes down the hill. You go with it. What did you all break in that?
So there's three of us on a four-wheeler. We went off the cliff, and just no big deal. And my uncle was there. He carried both me and my cousin up the hill. Turns out I look down and I have a bone almost sticking out of my leg.
5 years old.
Yes.
Oh, God. I'm getting like, okay, keep going.
Yeah. So, and we're in a very remote area. So the nearest hospital is about 45 minutes away. My mom ended up coming up, got me in the car, saw my leg, knew how bad it was. So they rushed me to the hospital. Turns out that I broke my femur, which is the largest bone in your body.
And probably the most painful.
Yes, very, very painful. And it was actually like centimeters from hitting the major artery in your leg, which if it had done that, then I could have bled to death, which I thank the Lord that didn't happen.
We do too. Jeez.
Yeah. And so I was in a body cast for 6 months. My mom had to carry me around everywhere. She got some muscles from that. And that was pretty tough. But at that age, you don't really know what the struggle is to overcome injury. So I was in that for 6 months, which for now I think about it and that seems like forever. But at that point in time, I got through it. And then afterwards, I remember the day that they took the body cast off. and my legs were shaking. I didn't know. They asked me if I could try and use the crutches to figure out how to walk again. I said, there's no way. So I was actually crawling at 5 years old. And the first thing I asked my mom was, can I play soccer? Will I be able to play soccer again? Because that was really that was my passion, even at 5 years old. So they told me originally when it had happened that I probably wouldn't be able to play. I obviously didn't listen to them because I still am playing right now.
And she doesn't just play; she's aggressive. She'll go knock over a guy. I mean, she's not afraid of anybody.
My experience is I don't think you become an All-American if you're not kick ass. Or sorry for the whatever. So yes, I get it.
I want to say hi. There's Adam. Adam, what's up, Adam? Just tuning in. Good to hear from you again, man. Long time no talk. And then for anybody else just tuning in right now, we're talking about, we got Adam. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Adam. Another Adam. We got Mary. Welcome from London.
Yeah, baby.
All around the world today. We got Sweden. We got London. We got America.
Just do me a favor, Mary Kay. I was over there at Christmas time, and I think it's Harrods or whatever, the street. Just tell me if you've had a chance to go down and see their Christmas, that whole street that I think it's Harrods is on. It's freaking awesome. Just put in if you've had a chance to go down there. If you haven't, do that before you come back to America. It's awesome.
So if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the injuries that this All-American athlete endured and told never to be able, to play the sport she loved against soccer. Like, can you imagine as a 5-year-old what that can go, what that can freaking do to you? And I love what you said about that you just didn't know. You're so young, you didn't know how difficult it's supposed to be to come back from that. And it's amazing. Isn't that such an amazing point when it comes to maybe some of us, now that we're a little older, we know how difficult it is. We know life is supposed to be hard. I've seen motivational videos that say life is hard. And it's like, as soon as you give into that, as soon as you, accept that, well, then you just sabotage yourself. You just made life hard. And I love the childhood innocence of, well, I don't even know that it's hard, so I'm just going to do it. You didn't think about it. You just did it. You might have looked like a newborn baby deer with wobbly legs, but slowly but surely you were able to start walking again. Obviously, you're walking. Yeah. Now let's move up to college where you tear your ACL for the first time. That was a 10-month process. Kind of take us through that process. What happened and how did you bounce back from that one?
Yeah. So obviously in the midst from high school to college, middle school, since the injury of my leg, I had 0 injuries, not even an ankle sprain, which is very common in soccer. So from that point on, I didn't really know what an injury was. And so my freshman year of college, I wasn't starting. Had our first game, actually had an assist that game, which as a freshman, that's everything you want. And then second game, went to Pepperdine, played in the first half, ended up starting the second half of the game. And 10 minutes into the second half, I tore my ACL. And I just heard the pop. I've heard of people having ACL injuries before and knowing that the pop means ACL and you're kind of done for. However, because I had never experienced it before, I didn't know what to expect. So after that, obviously I was devastated because I thought I was going into the season, going to be doing pretty well. And turns out I had to spend the rest of the season doing physical therapy, which was, it was my first time. So I went into it again, not knowing what to expect, went through all the motions. I had a very successful recovery, very easy recovery for most people who go through ACL surgeries. And
There's nothing easy about 10 months.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, just the time you're away. I mean, mentally, I was injured. I broke my foot in college, but it was like the best time to break it. If there's a good time to break it, it was right after our spring game. We had all the off season before our season started. So I had plenty of time to recover and never missed a game from it. But I remember just watching my teammates just going through sprints together. Most people hate sprints, but I'm just watching. I'm like sitting there on the sidelines. Like, I just want to be with my teammates. I want to be with my brothers, my family. How was that just mentally, not being able to be kind of included?
Absolutely. And freshman year, it's all about getting to know your teammates and becoming a family and building chemistry. And that sitting on the sidelines, like, you don't really feel that included. So that was a real struggle as well. But I got through it. I pushed through it because I knew that I couldn't get through it. Everyone else has. A lot of other people have. And this wasn't going to be the end of my career. I wasn't going to let it. So
she wasn't ready to take off this jersey just yet. By the way, I haven't even mentioned this yet. We got her jersey back here. So it's real. She did play for ASU. This isn't a fake jersey. So, I mean, you went through, the different recovery process. You had to build back up all the little muscles that normally we neglect. So you had to kind of work back to get to ground zero to then go back to playing again. And that's obviously already mentally challenging enough. And then you go and tear your other knee, your left ACL. Now the opposite side, second time around, what is it? The same experience, different experience? How does it?
Oh, man. I got to play a season, so that built my confidence for sure. And then during that spring, I tore my other ACL, and gosh, I was just so down after that. I knew that I had just gotten through 10 months of physical therapy, and I had to do it all over again. And to be honest, at that point, I was not very mentally strong. I kind of let it get the best of me, because I knew what to expect, rather than on the first one, I didn't know what to expect. So I just went into it not knowing and going forward. So that one was definitely a lot harder.
But you came back, though.
But I did. I came back because I know. I knew that I, again, wasn't going to let it be the end of my career. I love the sport. I love playing soccer. And I think because I was able to play that season prior, I think that built my confidence to allow me to understand that I can get back to that point. I did before, and I'll get there again. It'll just take time and a lot of patience.
Yeah, a lot of patience. That's okay. Take notes on that one, Dave. Patience. That's a very.
What's that word? I haven't heard of that before. What does that mean?
We'll teach you at our B&B's 30-day training. We'll teach it the first day.
Hey, can I show on something here? I'm just blown away because I'm hearing an echo. Hope you guys aren't.
We're good.
Okay.
Type echo if you guys are hearing an echo. I don't.
Yeah, let me know. But, so between my freshman and sophomore year in college, I got in a horrendous car accident. They said I'd never walk again. So I didn't know we had that in common. And, after 6 months when I started to walk, here's something so easy. But I was like, okay, put the left foot. Okay, now put the right. I actually had to think about it. It was so strange. So I felt like, hey, you know what? I came back and I not only went on to play college tennis, I was playing baseball and football, but then went on to play professional tennis. But I don't think I don't know. It didn't happen. But the thought when you were speaking, go, okay, I did it once. There's no way I could have done it twice. It probably was. But to hear you say that, I just go, man, you got it. High five, man. I mean, because like you said, now you know what you're going through. That's unbelievable. All right, it's believable because you're there. I'm just so impressed. Thank you.
I love all the comments coming in. Keep them coming. Court is one of the strongest people I know. And then Meredith agrees, totally agrees. And then here we go. Ashley didn't know about all the injuries. So people are learning something new about you, Courtney. I thought it was just common knowledge that you were just a beast. But
I should have been in. I'm surprised my parents didn't put me in like bubble wrap growing up. Just like put me in the corner,
like the movie Bubble Boy.
Yeah,
she was Bubble Girl. Okay, so there was an echo. Echo is better now. No more echo. Okay, I like
it. Hangry.
That's progress right now. That's the evolution of no echo. So I want to take it back to that final injury, because we were talking about, we're getting to some great stuff. And you said that time was the most mentally challenging. And you were like, I was mentally weak at that because now I knew what it took. And that's, demoralizing. And when you were a kid at 5 years old, you didn't know. And that was probably, that was your worst one. Yeah. And you were able to push through that. But now you've kind of built up some metaphorical scar tissue, and that weighs on you. And we all have, some scar tissue in our lives. And Dr. David Gruder last week had an amazing quote, queek, if you will, talking about our wounds and how we're defined by them. And I gotta say, it weighs on all of us, and we have to be able to lift up that weight, let go of that weight, because it's a brand new moment. And she's a living example of it. But it also, take the time to appreciate all the little things. A lot of times we take for granted some of the most simple things. Walking, how amazing is that we can just walk with 2 legs, and you really notice it when you're injured, when you get it taken away from you. That's when you're really like, man, all I can think about right now is just to walk again, just to run again. And we take some of the simplest things for granted when we have it. And it takes being taken away to truly appreciate it. So in that appreciation, in that, in those challenges, because that's why it's truly, it's we can be grateful for challenges, because it allows us to be aware of different opportunities, aware of the different blessings that we have throughout our lives. But one thing, we talked a little bit off camera about, there's a time and point in that second surgery that, maybe the coaches kind of just maybe threw in the towel. It was just a little sense of, well, maybe she won't come back, and it's like outside beliefs. Did that kind of fuel you or motivate you at all?
Absolutely. Whenever you have people doubting you, for me at least, it's just more of like a fire. It just sparks a fire and makes me want to prove them wrong. So yeah, that, as I didn't mention before, so I had my second surgery. And the recovery process is just a lot harder. It just wasn't as smooth as my first one. I was having a lot of complications, knee pain, so on and so forth. My team played in the spring. I played with them. We got to play in Germany, which was awesome. However, at that point in time, I was still somewhat injured, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong, what the deal was, didn't do MRIs. I came back home, had an MRI done for myself, and turns out I had torn my meniscus. So then I had to go back into surgery. But however, that actually, finding out that I had a torn meniscus was probably one of the biggest reliefs, because at that point I was like, I have so much pain. Am I ever going to play without pain? Am I going to be able to play? So once I had that meniscus surgery, I was ready to go, and that was the end of it.
If I was commenting right now, typing in, there's no way I couldn't type in beast. You are a beast. I'm blown away. I love it. I'm learning this. I didn't know all this. I'm just blown away that because the other thing you just said that really blew me away is that when they said I couldn't do it, man, that just gave me strength, fuel the fire. And I have to admit that there were times when people told me I couldn't do it. I went, oh, shoot. I bought into what they told me. Yeah, I found ways to get through, but it's so easy to let other people tell you who you are. And that's really impressive. You said, oh, yeah, well, let me show you this. I love that. That's awesome.
And one thing that I love about that story as well is talking about how frustrating it was for her when she didn't know what the reason was. Like, why do I have these pains? Why am I not playing to my level? And then once she had that awareness of what it was, there was like a sense of relief. Now I know what it is. Now I know how to fix it. And it's such a great metaphor. I love metaphors. That was something that literally happened to her. But think about you right now, whoever's watching right now, any of the challenges, any of the things that are frustrating you right now, sometimes you can't see it. You don't even know what it is that's holding you back. It's like, why can't I sprint in my business, in my sports? What is it? Once you can get that awareness and find what it is, then you can have that sense of relief because it's like, now I know how to remove it. At least now that's the first step, is finding what it is. I found out, oh, it's my knee. Now I know that that's where I need to put my focus to help remove it and then clear that block, add a new winning habit we call winning habits. So that way you can get back on track to get to full sprinting, whatever it is in life. But it takes that awareness. So I love that. It was kind of a little bit of a metaphor right there, but I think it works beautifully. So why don't we get on to the final four? I love we get the chance to ask the same four questions to each one of our guests and get a whole new perspective on each one of these. So Dave, take it away.
All right. So here you go. Here you go. Now, so often we have the show, it's just so easy to fall into this if you've had a good relationship with your family. We ask, who has been your biggest inspiration? But I'm going to make it a little more challenging on you. I'm not going to allow you, so to speak, to use your mom and dad, because I already know they were a big influence on you. Who outside your mom and dad had a major impact on you?
Well, growing up playing soccer, I think a lot of people my age, a lot of girls my age would say Mia Hamm. Mia Hamm, she was like the Alex Morgan today, I would compare her to. So soccer-wise, I would say her. Now that I think about it, in my life right now, I would give that to both my sister and my brother, just because all of the challenges that we have gone through in our lives, we have never let it define us, and we have built from that. So I see that in them, and that just makes me want to be a better person. So,
I love that. That's a great answer.
That's awesome.
Was Mia Hamm the one who took off her shirt after that goal? No, that's Chastain.
Yes, that was.
Okay. So Mia Hamm was the other one. I always kind of confuse them. I mean, maybe that one.
Hey, they're both good.
They're both very good. But no, I love asking that question too to some of the younger athletes that I have, and some use Alex Morgan, some use who's the young one right now that's just killing it on the U.S. national team. She's like barely in high school.
Mallory. Pugh or something.
Yeah, Pugh.
Pugh.
I've heard her name mentioned before because it's just amazing to see somebody so young going out there dominating on the national scale with full-grown adults. But no, it's great to see somebody that you look up to, some influence, because you can tap into like what makes them great, and then you find that within yourself. You almost kind of fake it till you make it, and there it is, Mallory Pugh. Thank you, Meredith, for the update. But you can adopt those characteristics and really find them from within. So have an idol, have somebody who influences you, and really strive to be like them, and you'll find that strength is within you. So number 2, what of the final four? What is something you would tell your younger self if you could go back?
Yes.
Talk 101, little Courtney.
Yeah. I would say enjoy the moments and live in the moment, because those moments go by so fast. And I remember, I feel like it was yesterday when I was playing in college and high school and middle school and all of those times. And they just pass by before you know it. So as I try and do now, live in the moment, I would tell my younger self the same thing.
That's amazing. In our beast training, we have the hummingbird, which represents ETMO, embrace the moment. And that is truly what it's about. If you guys love that little tip that you just got from Courtney, just type in ETMO, ETMO, so you guys can be reminded to embrace the moment. All right, Dave, number 3.
Awesome. That's really, really awesome. So with all that
is awesome. We haven't been doing the awesome counter in a while. I bet you got about 30 right now.
I don't say it anymore.
I've made you self-conscious.
I say it all the time, baby. And I love there.
Yes. Megan saying ETMO. Yeah, she was our guest 2 weeks ago on the same topic, high performance. And yes, she's totally embracing the moment.
coming down in the skeleton. Oh my gosh, face first, 87 miles an hour. Oh my goodness gracious.
That's there we go. Megan ETMO. We got a lot of ETMOs coming in now. Margaretta, she knows all about ETMO. We got ETMOs to share around. Give ETMO a gift on Christmas. All right, number 3.
Number three. So tell us something that maybe not what's something you like to do that you really love to do outside of your sport, outside of your business? What really gets you excited about, give us a little personal insight.
Well, we didn't even say what she does in her business. Actually, she's working for Tinnin Hunt Club. By the way, look up Tinnin Hunt Club if you want to go shoot sporting clays. If you want to go book a hunt, Tinnin Hunt Club here in Albuquerque. You can talk to Courtney or Megan. They're an absolute rock star team, family team. So now, outside of that,
well, as Shane mentioned earlier, during this time of year, I love to snowboard. So that is definitely a hobby right now. I just started doing yoga, which is very, very good. I enjoy it. It keeps me peaceful and yeah, it's just if you guys haven't done it, go try it. I got them to come with me.
Yes, we've gone twice Megan, now.
So.
And,
awesome. I love it. It's so good.
There's still a puddle of sweat there left at the yoga studio. Megan and I were struggling, but in a good way. It was you feel amazing afterwards.
Yeah. And then go ahead.
No.
The last thing I was just gonna say was
shut up, Dave. Shut up.
I just recently started. Well, I sort of recently started. I make leather purses and clutches. Ooh. So I design, cut all the material, sew it all, and it's a lot of fun to me. And yeah.
So if you need a last second Christmas gift,
oh gosh,
then she's gonna make it. Oh, there we go. There's my partner in crime in yoga. Yeah, I know Megan really loved it.
I got to say two things before we go to the last question. I was invited to speak at a very big convention and beautiful resort we're at. And Kath and I took a yoga class the day before. They set us up in it's a resort that had everything. And so we're in the yoga class and the next day I gave the talk, right? And afterwards there's a reception. And a person came up to me and went, "Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it when I saw you on stage. You're the guy that was really struggling in yoga yesterday, weren't you?" I thought, "Oh, great."
You made quite the impact.
I made the impact. I'm not the most, flexible guy in the world. So
you aren't.
No, wow. Gee, that is a surprise, isn't it? And then the other thing I just wanted to mention is that I know you get to ski there in New Mexico, but I want to give you a personal invitation, whether Shane or Megan come or not. I want to give you a personal invitation to come to the Powder of Utah.
Yes, awesome. Thank you.
Chase is flying in tomorrow night, and we are going to go. It's snowed here, and it's supposed to snow a lot tomorrow. We are hitting slopes on Sunday. So if you want to just jet on a plane here, come on, join us. But if it can't happen now because of Christmas, you're personally invited. Come stay with us and let's go. I have a feeling you would be a beast on the slopes. You'd be a total beast.
I'll take you on
that. Just don't peer pressure to push through shoulder pain.
Hey, it's okay because here we have softer powder, so you got a softer landing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so we'll go. Oh yes, and then you got to try the skeleton in Park City.
Gosh.
Yes.
We're doing that with Meg when she comes. I'm still freaked out, but we're going to do it. She goes, "Don't worry about it. You don't have to go 87 miles an hour. I'll put you on the course where you only go 35. What? Have you ever laid down and gone down at 35 miles an hour? For her, it's nothing. Okay, enough said.
Right. You'll get a game ready. Meg can give us all a game ready before we go down the slopes. So fourth question, final, last but definitely not least, probably one of the most impactful. What is the biggest life lesson you have learned from your sport?
I would say it's overcoming adversity.
If you didn't say that,
not only that, but I mean, Arizona, you all know that that was actually like our phrase for our team, because it's so hot out there. It's very mentally challenging to be playing in 100-degree weather.
Yeah.
So we embraced the heat, and the teams that would come and play us, they would struggle in the heat. So we would take that as our advantage. And I think that's the biggest thing. But not only in sports, now in the rest of my life moving forward, there's always going to be struggles. And you have to know that you can overcome those struggles and take the strengths from those struggles to make you a better person. So
that's beautiful. And now I know why you like hot yoga, because you guys embrace the heat.
Yes.
Oh, you didn't tell me you're doing hot yoga. Oh my God.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I almost had to leave last time. I got so dizzy, but I pushed through it. I overcame the struggles. Mentally, I had to overcome that. But no, I love that, because we had, at Hawaii, we had our advantages. Like, everybody has their competitive advantage. You guys had the heat. You guys embraced it rather than saw that as a challenge. At Hawaii, our time zone was like 6 different time zones from some of the East Coast teams. So we always knew at halftime they'd be a little sleepy, a little tired, so we could come back in the second half. Okay, I might have just spilled out a secret there. Now that's why we're so good at home. But everybody has that competitive advantage. You got to find yours. And maybe it is a challenge to other people. Maybe it is an obstacle. But when you embrace that challenge and you use that now as a weapon, look how much more powerful you are. And that's exactly what you described in your life lesson, which is absolutely beautiful. So I know there's a ton of people right now that want to know, where can we find Courtney Tinnin?
In Albuquerque, New Mexico.
And maybe sometimes in Utah on the slopes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on Facebook, Courtney Tinnin, and Instagram. My handle, is that what it's called? Handle?
Oh yeah, you got a handle on it.
Court Tinnin, Courttinnin.
What about if somebody wants to get a purse? Do they just contact you on Instagram, or?
Yeah, you can go on Instagram, or you can email me at courtinin@gmail.com.
Let me see if I can type that into the box here. Here we go. So courttinnin@gmail.com. Gmail.com, all caps. You have to do it in all caps.
And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll be posting pictures of my purses. So you guys can check them out.
There we go. It's not too late. Christmas hasn't come. She'll just have to work overtime.
Yeah, I won't be spending Christmas. I'll be spending Christmas sewing.
Oh, there we go, Meg. All you got to do, Dave, is RESPA. That's how you can get down the
Yeah, baby. Well, trust me, that's perfect, because I will have to do a lot of RESPA to do it. But because I know RESPA, I'm going to pull it off.
Amen. And you can learn RESPA too. January 10th, our next Beast training, 30-day training. So quick recap. Wow, we got through a lot of stuff today, a lot of amazing stuff about overcoming challenges, overcoming hurdles, setbacks, injuries, whatever kind of injuries are in your life. And they might be metaphorical injuries. You might have built up some scar tissue from just life. Life happens. Setbacks happen, but it's about embracing those setbacks, having that childhood innocence to not really understand why you're going to push through it, but you push through it anyways, and you come out on the other side a stronger person. Would you say, and this is kind of part of the quick recap, would you say because of those challenges, struggles, injuries, are you a stronger person or a weaker person because of it?
Oh, stronger. Absolutely. No question.
Yeah. So you embrace the challenges. I know that's kind of a hard, an interesting thing to say, but when you're going through it, it's like, man, this sucks. But think about, what's the lesson I can learn here? What's the advantage I can find from it? Might not find the answer right then and there, but when you look back in hindsight, you can appreciate that and be like, you know what? I'm a stronger person because of those struggles. So if you have any kind of struggles in your life and you just tuned in right now, go back and watch this, because it was just packed full of amazing content from an amazing athlete that overcame not even being able to, learning how to walk again, and told she'd never be able to play soccer again. And
not only playing it, but becoming an All-American. I mean, come on.
Come on, guys.
Come on.
All right. Coach Dave, can we get the review of the week so we can wrap this thing up?
Oh, yeah. All right. So today's review of the week, I've chosen to come from, I think this is really cool, a basketball team that you may have never heard of. They're called the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I've never heard of them. Are they like a semi-pro?
Yeah. And LeBron James, he's a kind of up and comer. plays for them. But anyway,
I'll look him up, I guess.
We had the honor of giving the Beast training to the executive staff of the Cleveland Cavaliers and Gladiators, and this is Al Morey, who's vice president of franchise development for the Cavaliers. He goes, one of the reoccurring things I kept thinking about is the importance of positive thinking, and champions are champions before they were champions. I've always known having the right mindset is one of the most important things you have to have, but often haven't really given that concept as much credit as it deserves. I've put equal, maybe even more value into putting in the work and repetition and getting better at whatever you are trying to accomplish. In the Be a Beast training, I learned to never discredit the power of positive thinking and using daily affirmations. There it is from Alan Morey.
Nice.
Vice President of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
If you want any of that kind of high-level training, again, type in Beast. We'll give you some info. We can put in the link in there. Actually, I think we already got the link right there. All right, go click that link. If you want to just kind of explore it, we're starting January 10th. That's the next evolution of high performance. You can learn it step by step. There we go. Steph. Okay, so we talked about the L7 weenies. I guess you got to give a shout-out to your other team.
Come and get it. That's my co-ed team that I play with.
She played for UK, so she's a stud too.
She's a beast as well.
Yeah, we got a lot of beasts around here. Steph, we're gonna have to get you as a guest one of these times. This is the last episode of the year, but next year, 2018, you guys can look forward to some amazing guests. We already are lining up some of them. It's gonna be season 2 will be amazing. So make sure you guys tune in. Enjoy the holidays. Have a very Merry Christmas. We're actually, Megan and I are taking off the day after Christmas to Italy. So if you want, I'll be posting photos, videos, any of that stuff. If you guys want to join in Italy with us. But anyways, you guys have a very happy holidays.
But before we close off, you're telling us this is the season finale. You know, we don't start again until January. Courtney, fall off your chair so people will wait to see what you have to overcome before you come into January. No, just kidding. Just have a very Merry Christmas.
Live overcoming setbacks. We're going to show you step by step. She's done it enough times. She knows how to bounce back.
Pusher.
One more time.
I think you're probably good with injuries. Yeah, probably for a lifetime.
I hope so. Let's cross my fingers.
Yeah. Well, anyways, everybody who tuned in, love all of you all. Aloha. Here, we'll do an aloha and a Fear the Fork.
And
here
again,
we go. In honor of ASU.
I don't think I could do that. That's just too hard. I will say again, Melikaliki Maka. Merry Christmas to everyone, man.
Manuia le Kirisimasi.
Merry Christmas.
And Tausonga Fo, which is Happy New Year in Samoan.
All right. Remember, Haole Maki Ikiho.
You had to ask me Chinese. I'm still learning Chinese, guys. I'm still working on that. But I'll just say ni hao and zai jian, which is goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.